Hi, everybody. Happy Technique Tuesday, everyone. It is me, Dialect Coach Chris Lang, as always, here on Technique Tuesday to talk about accents, accent training, and anything accent related for you and your acting career. Um, as it says in the description of this video, we're going to continue our work today. I'm going to talk about, for the last few weeks, we've been talking about the five floodgates for accent freedom. Essentially, a physical way to think about accents and accent, ability from a physical standpoint. The things that are going to allow you the most freedom in your ability to be able to do accents physically. Ultimately, accents are a physical thing that you will be doing. Speech is physical. I didn't know if you guys knew this, but speech is ultimately a physical thing. Right now, what I'm doing, talking to you in my language, which happens to be English, and in my accent, which happens to be mostly General American, is I am gesturing at you with my vocal tract body parts. I'm gesturing at you with my lips, I'm gesturing at you with my tongue and my jaw and my teeth and all of my tongue, everything here. It's a gesture. And so what is a gesture? You're watching me do it right now with my hands. All right. We gesture for communication. We gesture in these ways just to help elucidate the points that we're trying to make in our whatever arguments or conversations or anything that we're having. We tend to talk to each other via gesture. And it's kind of an addition to our speech. Okay? And this is where I want to draw a fine distinction because we don't just gesture in addition to our speech. Our speech itself is a gesture. It's a physical movement that I'm doing. And it only just so happens that this particular set of physical movements, the ways that I move my lips and jaw and exhale, all these pieces, all right, together in the specific orders and in the specific ways that I do it while using voice, all right, through that construct, that's what you recognize as speech and language, all right? So it's important that we think of accent as an extension of this. Accent is primarily a physical thing. Now, it's also a neurological process as well. Language comes out of our brain, series of images are generated that then we translate into gesture physically. Right? And so when we talk about the five floodgates of accent freedom, what we're really talking about, all right, is ways to make the physical aspect of doing accents easier, more efficient, more effective, more flexible for you. One of the phases of accent training that we'll go through is this idea of flexibility, mechanical coordination, and dexterity involving your vocal tract parts. And it's crucially important that you master this as part of your accent training. And so it's one of the reasons why I've decided to spend some time on my Technique Tuesday Facebook Lives talking about some more physical stuff. It was also asked for. There were some actors out there who said, I could use some more physical exercises to help me find ways in for accent work to be easier. And so I decided to do that. So today we are on floodgate number 1, 2, 3. And this one's going to be the lips. All right, we're talking about the muscles of the lips here and how they work and how they make accents possible. Before I dive into that, I just want to, it's been on my mind today, this is interesting. I talk a lot about accents in terms of, we heard me just talk about in terms of physical sides of things and this kind of nitty gritty of accent training itself, right? But I think it's also important for me to elucidate that for you actors out there, what that looks like and why it's important that you make an investment in your accent training, just like you're making an investment in your acting training broadly. Every single one of you out there should be in an acting class today. There's no excuse to not be in an acting class. Everyone should be in an acting class, okay? Always be training. If you're not training, then you are stagnant, you're not moving forward. So in the same way that you invest in your acting training in, technique classes, and obviously there's other stuff you could do if you're a stuntman. You want to go into stunts, you're going to study, martial arts, sword play, firearms training, things of that nature, and that's good and useful for you to do. Maybe horse riding is a part of it, but you have to think about the structure of your career. What am I after in this business? Am I after just treating this thing as a hobby and maybe it'll work out? Guarantee it won't if that happens. Or am I after treating this as a business that I have to build? And as I'm building a business, think about any other business you would build. All right? You're going to build skill at different elements of running that business. Okay? And the better you get at running those parts of your business, whatever they may be, the more you're going to be able to level up and level up and level up. And you're going to take the world by storm eventually, because you're going to be really good at running your business, and you're going to know how to run the different parts of it, where those parts fit in to the industry at large, and how you can help other people run their business. Because ultimately, every producer, director, filmmaker, production company is running a business. And it is your job as the actor to help them solve the problem of who to cast in the role. And to help them solve that problem, it means you need to be at your best. Which means you need to have the best kind of training available. Which means you need to have the most expansive training available. Which means you need to have an idea of what that looks like. All right. From my standpoint as an accent coach, now obviously that you're going to hear my perspective on this for sure, but accent training is one of the greatest ways for you to expand your repertoire, to expand casting opportunities, and to make yourself flexible and, again, important for these other people so you can help solve their problems of who to cast in this instance when they're looking for somebody to cast. Now, casting is on my mind today because late last night, I got a series of 3 phone calls, all right? 3 phone calls from actors who were more than just a little bit desperate, because here's what had happened. All right, they had gone out for, and all 3 of these were on the same project. Each 3 of these actors was actually auditioning for a different role in this same project, and each one of them was in this unique situation where, and frankly, it's actually maybe not that unique, because this happens a lot. It really does happen a lot. I've seen it happen, and as the business is picking up, you're going to see it happen more often for yourself as well. And you've heard me talk about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again. So three of these actors called up, and 2 of them, called me directly, and one of them is a teen actor, so I got a call from his mother, and all 3 of them were in the same position. So we've auditioned for this project, all right? We've all gotten called back. But now it turns out that in the callback, they're asking for an accent. They're asking for, in this case, it was a West Texas accent they were asking for. Okay? So all 3 of these actors call me up and say, okay, now that I've done my initial audition, all self-tape, now they want to see me do something else. All right? They like what I've done because they want to call me back, but now they've decided to add this West Texas accent. Now, this is fairly typical in an audition process where there'll be some confusion about what accent you're actually supposed to use. And either production didn't make it clear, or casting didn't make it clear, or it was just left out of the mix for some reason. But the script itself is set specifically in West Texas and is very specific to that time and to a time and place in West Texas. So it seems to me just kind of an oversight, but this is very, very common. So actors, you need to be prepared for this. All right? They are not always going to give you enough time to prepare for you to feel awesome about your chances. All right? And if that's the case, you need to make sure that you are prepared when that opportunity arrives. You've got to be prepared when that opportunity arrives. So if you are in a position of one of these 3 actors who says, help, now I have the self-tape due tomorrow, and I need to do everything that I just did that they liked in my acting, but now I also need to add an accent. But you can't just add an accent. Can't do it. Okay? What you can do is learn how to do an accent and then integrate it into your performance. If you just try to do the accent, my friends, you're going to be carrying around this accent like a prop or a costume piece that doesn't really fit you, and it's likely to ruin your performance. It's likely to take you from something they liked enough to call you back from to something that they're like, nah, this actor's not on point anymore, and we got him a call back, but we're going to go with somebody else. So actors, just know that this is going to happen to you, because I just saw it happen 3 times today. They called me last night. We worked with them. I worked with them all today. All right. Some of them on just a couple, 3 lines. I have one actor I'm going to work with again tomorrow because there's 5, 6 pages of dialogue we have to work with. So it's going to take more for us to get there. Had to learn the accent today, and now we're going to integrate the accent tomorrow. So just know, my friends, this will happen to you. And you do not want to be in the position of an actor who doesn't know what to do when this happens. And you're like, could I even do an accent? Oh crap, I don't want to turn down a callback. And you call up your agent and manager and you say, sorry, I don't know if I can do this. And they say, it's a great opportunity. You really should do it. You should try. And then you're desperately looking around for an accent coach online. Hopefully not you guys. Come straight to me. I'll help you out. But don't be in a position where you don't have the skills to be successful in that situation. All right? You need to set yourself apart from actors who do enter that situation and don't know what to do. You need to be the actor who gets into that situation and knows what to do. Because now you have separated yourself from your competition. You've given yourself a better opportunity to be cast. Because now you have an extra level of something to add into the mix that not every other actor is going to have. All right, not every other actor is going to be able to necessarily do, that integration process, especially if they decide they don't need an accent coach. They're just going to go ahead and go for it, right? And they're just going to try it on their own, and that's usually when we see some failure as well. Really, performances that, like I said, get ruined because we're just trying to shove an accent into the mix as opposed to trying to get into the process of what it takes to layer your acting and your accent together. All right, both physically, mentally, in here, that artistic part of you that's awesome, that just wants to just like explode out of your chest. I have a great friend of mine who's an awesome acting teacher named Aaron Gans. He used to describe this as the artist's Care Bear stare, where you just shoot rainbows out of here, that kind of stuff. You want to have that all integrated seamlessly into your performance. Because let's face it, friends, that's when you feel at your best, isn't it? That is absolutely when you feel at your best. So, I want you to be at your best. What does this mean? All right, I usually save this to the end, but it's just been on my mind because of these actors who called me yesterday. Accent skills workshops, okay? That's what I've got going on right now, and I want to invite you all to take part in this, okay? In accent skills workshops, my beginning accent skills workshop, you're going to learn how to be prepared for this process. So that this happens to you, and no, I'm not even going to say if, so that when this happens to you, because I can guarantee it, I will put money right there on this table that this is going to happen to you in your career. All right, the exact situation, low turnaround, maybe next day, put an accent in here, and make sure that it's integrated into your performance that they already like. All right, or as often happens as well, first audition and then there's an accent involved and you need to be able to do that really well to get to the callback. All right, but this will happen to you. So you're going to be taken through a process that prepares you for this. Okay, it's a 6-week workshop. It's online. It's on demand. It's here for your schedule when you're ready to take it. Okay, right now, if you use the coupon code October Accents, you get 40% off of this workshop. All right, for TMFA only. I have 5 of these. I want you to think about this like a scholarship. All right, I'm looking at the number of people who are watching this Facebook Live right now. There are enough of you. 5 of you. All right, go to courses.dialectcoachchrislang.com, enroll in my school, and enroll then in the Beginning Accent Skills Workshop. Use the coupon code October Accents. You're going to get 40% off. All right, now is the time to get yourself ready to be able to do this job. All right, your job is the audition. That's the job. Your job as an actor is the audition. It's not to go on set. All right, most actors would be happy to do that anyway, but your job is the audition. And so to get good at the audition, you need to get good at being flexible when they ask for accents, because they're going to ask for them and you'll need to be able to do them. So you need to have accent skills in your back pocket. All right. Like I said, there's 5 of them. If you're one of 5 today, go to courses.dialectcoachchrislang.com and use the coupon code October Accents, all one word. And you, my friends on TMFA, are the only people who get access to this. Because you are my guys. I love TMFA, the best actors in the world to work with. passionate. You guys always come ready to roll, ready to play. So I want you all to come and do that because it's on my mind. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and I don't want to see you guys in a position where you don't know what to do. I don't want another TMFA actor emailing me saying, help, I don't know what to do. I don't want that. All right, because this happens. I do not want that. What I want is for you guys to be the best prepared actors on the face of the planet. All right, I know that's what Wendy wants. I know that's why she's got this group rocking and rolling here. To be the best prepared, the most professional actors on the face of the planet. That means you guys get to come to the party and play with accents. I want you to. If you have any questions, my website, dialectcoachchrislang.com. Go there. I have a very friendly chat bot. Leave your information. Schedule. It'll give you a link to schedule a free 20-minute Zoom consultation call with me. We can talk about what you want to get out of accent training, what you want to get out of your training at large, ways to sort of, if we need to talk about accent branding, anything like that. We can talk through all of those things. It's free. It's 20 minutes long. Leave your information with my chat bot on my website, and we'll set something up. I am here to help you guys. So, but I can't help you unless you show up. You got to show up. All right. Decisions are made by those who show up. One of my favorite quotes from The West Wing. I think maybe the best thing that's ever been on television. Fight me in the comments if you don't agree. I'll be happy to debate this one. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. All 7 seasons, definitely worthwhile. A great binge during COVID times. All right. That's all of my spiel today on that. All right, took me about 16 minutes to get through it. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the lips, the muscles of the lips, all right? And let me just check the comments before I move on. Oh, Evan's here, Evan J. Mackey, one of my favorites, all right? One of my clients has been through the Accent Skills Workshop. He'll tell you all about it if you ask. Any question, Evan, I'm putting you in the spot and saying, go and talk to people if they have any questions about the Accent Skills Workshop. But my friends, if you do, you can hear straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak, what it's like to take the Skills Workshop, what it's like to work with me one-on-one, and what you're going to get out of it in any case. And if you actually get to talk to Evan, you ever meet Evan? He's got one of the greatest accents on the face of the planet. Wonderful Georgia accent. Love that thing. So let's talk lip muscles. Okay. This is the third of the floodgates for accent freedom. All right. One of my favorites, because I think the exercises are a lot of fun. Why do we need to care about the lips here? All right. Primarily, we need to care about the lips because your lips work in your accent today kind of just in the way they always have. And all of the muscles around the lips here work in conjunction with one another, kind of in a let's call it a habit. They've built a habit of how they like to work together. Problem is, lots of other accents in this world, and most of them are going to use these lip muscles in different combinations and in different ways. So we've got to be able to pull these muscles essentially apart from one another and start using them one-on-one in isolation so that you can then put them back together and use them in different ways for different accents, right? So let's talk about what these muscles might look like. Now, I have drawn a picture. All right, one of my special cards here. All right, I have drawn a picture on this. I'm going to show this to you as just kind of an example of, it's not a perfect picture, but it's a pretty good example of what the muscles of the lips in particular look like. Now, as I show this to you, don't even dare be intimidated by my artistic prowess as a drawer. You too can learn to draw this well. All right, so this is what the muscles of the lips look like. Okay, like I said, don't worry, you can learn to draw this well. I promise, with lots of dedication and hard work, you too can draw it like this. All right, so what this looks like is essentially, it's like a sun, right? You've got some sun rays coming off here, but you've got kind of a big ball here in the middle, all right? This is what I want to point out first, all right? Now, you'll notice there's like this kind of inner space here, and then there's this outer ring space here, right? That's what I want to point out most specifically, right? That's the first muscle we're going to work, all right? And it's this muscle right here, okay? This muscle is called the orbicularis oris muscle. Orbicularis oris. Now, these names of these muscles, you don't necessarily have to know these. I think it's important that you have an idea what they are, but more importantly, you need to know what these muscles feel like on your own face. so that when you're moving them, you know that's what's happening. All right. So this is the orbicularis oris muscle. Now I'm going to use the anatomy names for these muscles. All right. But if you just want to call it the center mouth ring muscle, you could call it that. But if you need help remembering the Latin names, I've always felt like these muscle names sound a little bit like Harry Potter spells. So that's how to remember them. That's how I remember them when I was in school learning anatomy. So like I've got orbicularis oris, and I'd go orbicularis oris. Just a little swish and flick, right? So if that helps you and you're a Harry Potter fan, I invite you to join me in this little bit of nerddom here. All right, so the orbicularis oris. This has an inner ring and an outer ring. So where do those happen? All right, the inner ring right here. All right, go ahead. This is where you would put your chapstick or your lipstick on, right here. Okay? The orbicularis oris, inner ring. Okay? Now the outer ring is where, let's imagine you wore lip liner, right? Right here on the outer ring. This is where, my friends, you would begin that muscle if you wore lip liner, okay? And this muscle kind of goes here and all the way up into here, all right, underneath my mustache, right up into the nose, okay? So this muscle's fairly large, all right? Now, this is one big muscle that has two parts, okay? The inner and the outer ring. And the way this works is the muscle fibers are running in different directions. So these two pieces of this muscle can kind of move independently of one another. All right? What does this look like? All right, let's engage this outer ring first. All right, what does that look like? A little bit like this. Okay? This kind of thing. All right, my friends, I know that we're getting real close to an election real soon, but if anybody is ever interested in a Donald Trump impression, all right, watch the best impersonators who do Donald Trump. This guy right here, okay? This is how we start a Donald Trump impression, just by doing this. Okay, it's a tremendous muscle. We have the best muscles. Probably, people are telling me we have the best muscles all over the place. So, in any case, this outer ring is going to be important for a lot of different things that we do in accents. But then we also have to engage the inner ring separately. Here's what this looks like. So I'm going to do this with me, my friends. Start with this outer ring. Okay, just do this. And if you need to see your face, if you can't see your face, use the camera on your phone, hold up a little mirror, anything like that, just so you can check in with what you look like on all of this, all right? So start here. All right, now we're just going to engage nice and slow this inner ring. And we'll do this. Okay, now hold that, and then we'll release it really slow. Just like that, okay? Do this again. And release. Okay, now as you do this, you may discover that these muscles are a little herky-jerky. They're not quite as smooth in their flow as you want them to be. That's probably because these muscles just aren't that strong yet. We've got to work these guys out so that they can do the things we want them to do. So, as part of your exercise, I would say, you want to do at least 10 reps of this. Every single time that you do a vocal warm-up or as part of your daily practice in this, okay? So that's the orbicularis oris. Now, another way to get this muscle kind of engaged, and that focuses on our other muscles here, which we'll talk about in just a second, is to get out your hooks. And a hook, okay? So we're going to pull sideways and forward on this. Now release your jaw as you do this. Okay, go like this. Okay, and now go down and up and this way and this way. And now keep pulling sideways and forward. And now just follow me. We'll go like this. There we go. And here we go. And here we go. And just wiggle. And now release that. Okay. Now you'll feel these lips kind of be nice and floppy because we've stretched out the orbicularis oris now, as well as these muscles here on the sides. All right? Yeah. Okay. That's one of the best ways to get this muscle group to relax and release. Another way that I love is to blow a little raspberry with your lips. Now you can do this two ways. One of them you can do it just air. And I think that's useful to do for sure because it helps that little massage essentially that you're doing to these muscles in your lips. I want you to try that out. And see if you can feel any of this musculature starting to release a little bit. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing some comments over here. Evan's doing these exercises, says, very good exercise. Love that. Dante Carroll says, my goodness. I'm assuming, Dante, that you're referring to my giant mouth. Okay. I do have a rather large head, and so that, that translates into a rather large mouth as well. But these muscles do stretch, so you have the capacity to do this as well. And Christina Harris is here, late but made it. We'll watch on the replay. Christina, I'm glad you made it. Go watch on the replay. Any questions you have, pop them in the comments, my friends, because I want to see them. So any questions you guys have, whether it's live or not, go ahead and put them in the comments, because I do circle around. I see if you guys come here. And any other questions right now, you should always interrupt me. I love having conversations with you guys out there in TMFA, so come to me. Christina says, I always did these right before a stage performance to loosen up. And that's primarily why we do this. We need to loosen up this musculature so that it is flexible. All right? So now let's try this. Now that we've done this little raspberry, or a little motorboat maybe is some way to describe this, with just air. Now add voice to it and see if that changes anything. But as you add voice, don't squeeze anything extra if you can help it. Just check in to see if that's what you're doing. You should be able to feel this all through here. And you can play with pitch too. Going from high to low. Going from low to high. All right? And you should be able to feel, frankly, as you change pitch, that voice can go into lots of different places all throughout your vocal tract. All right? That's how resonance works. The higher the resonance is, the higher the pitch, the more of these tiny little places that sound can get into, because the frequencies are so small they can fit into the sinuses, for instance. The lower it is, the bigger the spaces that sound's going to occupy, because those frequencies are larger, and they're going to want to bounce around bigger spaces. All right? So try this with me again. And we'll just do a quick exercise. I always buzz my glasses right off my nose when I do this. They always just vibrate. So I'll take them off here. So here's a cool exercise. Put your hand up here, all right? And just like a finger, what we're going to do is we're just going to draw a couple of swirls, like a little tornado kind of thing, all right? From high to low. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our voice, with the hand being high, and we're going to have the voice be low. And then as the hand becomes low, the voice will go high. All right, just to sort of create a dichotomy here, all right, so that we're not trying to search for the highest thing and search for the lowest thing. It'll look like this. Do this with me, or watch me first and then do it with me. Here we go. It'll go like this. All right, do it with me now. Once more. Now keep in mind, my friends, this is not about making your voice go as high as it could go, or even as low as it could go. There's lots of variety. It's about inviting the resonance of your voice into your face. All right, it's about letting that resonance sort of start to touch all the muscles here and help to release them. And then so that resonance will bounce off of the bones in your body. That's what we feel when we feel our voice, is those sound waves that we're creating bouncing off of our bones. Right? So we need to sort of invite them into our body here. And this is a great way to do it. So don't worry about being loud. In fact, quiet is actually a lot easier to do this. And don't worry about the sort of breadth of your vocal range. It's not about how high or how low you could go. All right, so let's try this. Here we go. Do it. We're going to do it a few more times. And just notice if you're compressing any as you do any of this. So you can just have a nice, easy, longish body. Here we go. Again. Okay, now just take a second. Do I feel anything different here? Does anything feel different? If so, pop it in the comments. Let me know what you feel that may feel different here. All right, do you feel your muscles any different? All right, through here. Do any of these guys feel different? Or does your voice feel different? You can even try your voice out. Just, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm on a Facebook Live right now. Does your voice feel any different because of what you just did? Check in. These little things that you can notice, don't take them for granted. They're huge. They're big for us because you can start noticing them, and eventually, over time, the more and more and more and more you notice, the more awareness you have overall of this entire apparatus that you're hoping to learn how to use. Right? This is huge for you guys. It's gigantic. I can't tell you enough. So let me know if you feel anything differently in your face, in these muscles. All right, a couple more lip muscles that I want to deal with too. All right, now there's a lot of them. I'm not going to go through all of them. For instance, we have the risorius muscles here on the lip corners that move your mouth this way. You have the buccinators right here that move your mouth this way. All right, they can move forward and back. Okay, so we have these buccinators. I'm not really going to work with those outside of saying that you can massage them here. All right, and you can stretch them, which we've kind of done already with this guy. All right, so it's kind of taking care of all of that. Our goal is not necessarily to exercise these muscles. It's to try to loosen them up right now. If you take the Accent Skills Workshop, you're going to get a bunch of both of those things. You're going to get ways to really work these out so all of this musculature can become much, much stronger over time, which is what ultimately we need to be able to do in accent work, is to have these muscles be strong and flexible both. All right, so the next piece of musculature we can work with is just these guys right here, all right? These guys are called, in Latin, levator labii superiorus. All right? So this literally means lifter of the upper lip. It's the thing that allows you to do this. Okay? I've just lifted my upper lip, and that muscle's run right here. It's actually a V-shaped muscle that kind of splits and runs right into the corner of your eye and then right here into the middle. All right? So this muscle. All right, what you want to do here, all right, is just give it a tiny bit of a workout. All right, we're going to lift it up. And then as you compress it down, it's actually the thing that flares your nostrils. And lift it up. All right, now, as you lift it up, just notice, am I squeezing my forehead and my eyes and any of this? If so, just put a hand right here. I don't need any of my eyebrows or my forehead or anything right here. I'm just going to squeeze this one little muscle, just like that. And down, and up, and down, and up and down. Now you can feel this muscle probably getting a little tight. That's good. And down. And a couple more. Up and down. All through here. And up and down. And now release it. And you're going to feel some sensation there. Just take your fingers and just tap. Nice and easily tap along that muscle up into the eyebrows maybe. Up here. Go ahead and tap all through. All right. This should feel nice and good. A little massage for your face. Okay, there we go. All right. Now you can just test your lips out. What are my lips capable of? Wow, of course. Very nice. Okay. So this is the first step in helping to release your lips. All right. These muscles can get really tight, so it's important that you understand for your own vocal anatomy what muscles, which ones of these muscles have a tendency to get tight for me. All right, tight muscles aren't bad muscles. Tight muscles just aren't flexible. They're not fast muscles. So we want to make sure that these muscles can be fast and agile. So sometimes we need to stretch them out and massage them so they can. Right? And it's important, again, that you know which of your pieces of musculature to have a tendency to be tight. For me, right around here, I tend to hold this, all right? And I tend to also hold some of my lip corner muscles, the risorius and buccinatus. That's where I tend to get tight. So if I'm going to clench my jaw or something like that, that's usually where you'll see it for me. But so that's how I know that I need to really, when it comes to releasing these muscles as part of a warm-up, or before doing anything like teaching, I'm going to make sure that I pay attention to those muscles. It's going to be different for everybody. So don't use what I do as gospel for you. You've got to know your own vocal instrument. All right? And there's lots of other things that when you come to me and we work privately, if you feel like you have some stuff we need to work out and say, well, this is really tight always, there's all sorts of other things I can give to you at that point. Don't have time in a Facebook Live to go through everything, and frankly, I'm not going to go through everything here. You need to come to me for some training if you want to get everything that I know. Right now, you're going to get enough to sort of get you on the road, and so that we can go from there, all right? Like any good drug, my friends, the first taste is always free. As an acting teacher that I used to work with used to say that all the time when an actor had their first big breakthrough. And like, good. They're like, oh my gosh, it's happening for me. Yeah. And the first taste is always free. Now you're going to come back. So my friends, that's about it I have for today. That's the lips. Next time. Next time, it's going to be a big one. The tongue. All right, we're going to talk about the tongue next time and its muscles and how to stretch it out and make it flexible and breathable and usable for you. And then beyond that will be the soft palate and uvula. So only 2 more weeks of this. And then, my friends, I want to take some requests. All right? Lots of stuff I can talk about for sure. But I want you, my friends, to be available. Anything you want to know, accent-wise, please pop it in the comments. Put it on a hashtag TMFA question, and I will definitely cover it for sure. I think I'm going to be interested in talking about accent audition process maybe, because it's been on my mind, like I said, from today. One of those 3 actors from yesterday called me up and said, help, now I need an accent by tomorrow. What do I do? All right. So just as a reminder, my friends, this will happen to you. It will. It's going to happen to you in the same way that, you're going to get asked if you can ride a bike or ride a horse or can you dance or any of these things. They're going to ask if you can do this accent, and you're going to want to say yes. And you're going to want to have the skills in place. So just as a reminder, my website, dialectcoachchrislang.com. Stop by anytime. I'm here to help. Leave your info with my friendly chatbot. You'll get a link to sign up for a free Zoom consultation call with me, and we'll talk about all of your accent training and accent needs. For the Accent Skills Workshop, you go to courses.dialectcoachchrislang.com, and you'll sign up there for the Beginning Accent Skills Workshop. If you right now use the coupon code OctoberAccents, you're going to get 40% off. All right, and there are 5 of those coupons available. So if you want one of those coupons, now is the time. They're only available until the end of the month, which means they're only available, my friends, for 1, 2, 3, 4 more days. Only 4 more days for you to get 40% off the Beginning Accent Skills Workshop. I want you guys to have access to it. All right, that's why I'm discounting it like I am here today. I want you guys to get the best training that you can possibly have on your journey to professional actor status. All right, that's what I'm aiming for you. If you guys have any other questions, I'm always here. You're never, ever bothering me by reaching out. Please do reach out anytime through my website. Avoid DMing me here too often on Facebook. Just so you get a little cluttered there. So email is probably the best way to get a hold of me through my website. But you should never, ever feel weird about reaching out to me. You're not bothering me with questions. You're not bothering me with requests or anything like that. So go ahead and reach out anytime. I am here to help you, my friends. All right, that's all I have for you today. Much love to everybody. I hope you all have a great week. I'm not a big Halloween fan myself, but if you are, have a great Halloween doing whatever you can do during a quarantine. So hope you have a good time at home watching scary movies. I myself have a Halloween tradition of watching The Young Frankenstein every Halloween. It's my favorite movie of all time, and I think it's suitable for Halloween. I would love to know what your favorite Halloween tradition is. Pop those in the comments as well. Anything that you have, I'm here to answer it. All right, guys, much love to everybody. I will see you next Tuesday where we'll talk about the tongue and move on from there. All right, bye, everybody. Take care.